Okay, Chris, thanks for that. Meantime, Arizona Senator John McCain and South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham released this statement together on President Obama's remarks on Syria, saying, quote, "We believe President Obama is correct that the Assad regime's use of chemical weapons requires a military response by the United States and our friends and allies. Since the president is now seeking congressional support for this action, the Congress must act as soon as possible." They also added, quote, "However, we cannot in good conscience support isolated military strikes in Syria that are not part of an overall strategy that can change the momentum on the battlefield, achieve the president's stated goal of Assad's removal from power, and bring an end to this conflict, which is a growing threat to our national security interests." Syria is located in the Middle East and bordered by the Mediterranean Sea, Turkey, Lebanon, Israel, Iraq, and Jordan. It's about the same size as Washington State. 22.5 million people live there. Syria is extremely diverse ethnically and religiously. Most Syrians are ethnic Arab and follow the Sunni branch of Islam. Russia, Iran, and China are Syria's most important allies. We want to welcome to the show Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. Dr. Jasser is the president and founder of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. His parents are from Syria and fled in the 1960s. Thanks so much for being here.
It's good to be with you. Thank you.
We talked a little bit earlier over the phone. You believe that it's time for the U.S. military to intervene.
Absolutely. We were calling for this 3 months into the revolution because Syria's government and military is the North Korea of the Middle East, and we knew they would stop at no crimes against humanity and that they'd do everything possible to destroy the Syrian population and its will, as they've done for over 40 years. And it's, you know, I'll tell you the truth, it's good to see the president engaged at a level now that we've asked for over 2 years, and it's unfortunate that we're telegraphing military operations this way.
All right, we're 30 months in about at this point. You have family not far from where the chemical attack took place.
No, I mean, my mother's family is in Damascus, miles from where the chemical attack happened. My father's family is in Aleppo. We have family, like most Syrian Americans, all over Syria who came to America escaping that regime, and they're sleeping at night in the basements now, not knowing if the next gas attack is coming. And I'll tell you, as much as the political dynamics is important in America, remember, we went into Libya without congressional approval. Military operations start without announcement, without predication. Right now, they're starting to bomb neighborhoods in the past few days much more than they used to because they know they have a window of opportunity. And it's just, we need to have resolve. This is a military operation, not a political one.
Do you believe it took the chemical attacks for the U.S. to kind of open their eyes and now be ready to step in?
This is the sad part, is that atrocities, if you have rape and torture and murder of hundreds of thousands now, 2 million plus displaced, the way they were killed seems to affect, I mean, certainly the International Convention Against Use of Chemical Weapons plays a role here, but clearly Syrian Americans have been screaming from the rooftops since this revolution started. We need to be engaged. American interests are vital here. This is not only about Syria, this is about Iran hegemonizing the region, knowing that if Syria can use chemical weapons, they will stop at nothing to use nuclear and other types of weapons that would cause crimes against humanity in the region. And we have to realize that this is a proxy war for regional interests, economically and militarily.
You told me earlier that you agree with Senators McCain and Lindsey Graham that we need to provide more than just isolated military attacks. So how extensive do you feel the U.S.'s military involvement needs to be here?
General Keane laid it out. 2 weeks, you could finish. You have to take out their air forces, take out their runways, and you can paralyze the air operations that are killing thousands and give the rebels room. 2 months into our announcement that we were going to give them weapons, we still haven't handed the rebels anything. So turn it into overdrive, let them defend themselves. We don't need boots on the ground, and you will find defections in the junior and middle grade officers start to rapidly increase, and you'll find that this operation will at least tilt us in a better direction. It won't be great. We might empower some of the wrong groups, but there's certainly going to be a better scenario than what we have now. There's a vacuum in the Middle East. We are on the verge of losing the Middle East to Russia, Iran, China, and the worst actors.
Now, of course, not everybody holds the same beliefs as you do that America has a role in this. So what would you tell people who do not want our country to get involved?
I would tell them that America ultimately will get involved at some point when Iran feels that it's unhinged. So we can do it now or later. Syria looks like Berlin looked like after World War II, and it's on the border of Israel. If Israel's attacked in the next few months or years, we will be involved to defend our allies. So it's in our military interest and in our economic interest in the entire region and globally.
Okay, Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, thanks so much for being here tonight. Appreciate your commentary as well. As far as how